Hey guys, my name is Rob Noire and welcome to my year in review video. So a couple different people mentioned that I should do one of these. I was thinking about it and it's actually true that this is going to be the first full year that I have been doing YouTube. And so I figured, why not? Let's have a look at everything I've kind of done this year with the channel. And so just for a little bit of context before we just jump right into this, I originally made this channel that you're on right now under the name State of Noire in early October of 2015. Around mid-October, I posted the first video on this channel, which is still up. It's a music video for the song that Phil and I made called Glistening Tears. It's still up on the channel to this day, and I also posted around that time some like behind the scenes goof kind of shit as well. I posted a few more videos after that here and there, like maybe one every couple months, nothing serious, mainly music related, but it wasn't until July 2016, mid-July actually, that I posted my first ever gaming video, which was a Let's Play of Pokemon Red. So I won't get into why I decided to do gaming videos in the first place, because that's kind of a long-ass story, but I kept doing it because I found it was fun and a really interesting creative outlet. So every week I'd put up more and more videos and keep going, but it wasn't until around the end of January, beginning of February of this year, 2017, that I actually got like this setup, or a version of it. That is to say, I got a mic that's actually good for voiceover and doing commentary on my videos. I got a good light source. I got my own camera, my own mounted mic, some sort of soundproofing, a room. Like, it wasn't until this year that I actually got all of this shit together. Before, I was just kind of using bits and pieces of tech here and there. And so it wasn't really this year until I like found my footing, kind of developed my style, found a way to do all of it that was like low stress, and really got serious about the channel, I guess. I don't know if I'd say I'm super serious, but it was when I started to really put in the effort, was the beginning of this year. And honestly, that's why I would consider this to be my first real year on YouTube. There was some time before that. The channel's, I guess, from when I first posted the gaming video, almost a year and a half, but I would consider this to be the first, like, real year that I've done it. And during that year, I've hit a few milestones, which to me were really cool. Again, they're just numbers, so they're not a big deal, but I posted my first video, which was a gaming video, to hit 100 views, which again, might not sound like a lot, but for somebody whose videos had been getting like 10% of that, it was a big deal. That same video now I think is at around 400. It's one of the more popular on the channel, but it's not the most popular. I also posted my first video to get 1,000 views, and that same video later on would get 2,000, and is now around 2,200, I believe. And again, these numbers might sound like nothing when you compare it to like one of the huge YouTubers who get like hundreds of thousands of views or even millions. But for somebody with like no audience, just working out of a room in his apartment, it's really cool that like anybody is watching my stuff, especially thousands of people. Like, to me, that's a big deal. Again, numbers don't mean a whole lot to me, but I like the fact that people are watching this and enjoying it. And that's the thing that resonates with me, is when people enjoy it and then like they reach out, whether it's as something small like leaving a like or leaving comments, which is something that pretty much only this year I've really been able to experience, is lots of people leaving comments, asking questions about my content, reaching out to me. It's just really cool. And that's the thing that I really appreciate, that I really enjoy, and that makes kind of putting all this work and making all these videos worthwhile. So in terms of like subscribers, views, comments, likes, just people looking at, seeing, and engaging with my content, it really has been a gigantic rise up and just like an upswing this entire year. And that's been really cool, especially when you compare it to what was happening before, which was just kind of flat plateau, no growth whatsoever. This year, I was also contacted by 2 different indie game developers who asked me to play their games on the channel, which for me was really, really cool, especially as like a tiny nothing channel. The fact that these 2 people both saw my stuff and liked it enough to be like, hey, want to check out my shit? To me, that was really awesome, and I hope if you guys are watching that you enjoyed the videos I put out on your games. Both of them, I had a lot of fun. Like, I absolutely did. You guys, if you're watching this, you should check it out. I'll have links to all the more important stuff I'm talking about down in the description below. But again, just a big thanks to you guys for reaching out. That was really cool. I also tried making a bunch of different types of videos this year, instead of pretty much just sticking to like gaming videos and like low quality vlogs in a car. Like I really kind of spread my wings and dipped my toes into the different kinds of content that can be made. For example, sticking with gaming, I started doing best of compilations, where I take an entire series and then I just kind of shorten it down into the best moments into one video. And these are a lot of fun to make because I get to rewatch an entire series and see all the little best parts, and a lot of fun to watch, especially if you don't have a ton of time to watch an entire like 40 episode series. You can instead just watch a 30-minute video of the highlights, and I always thought that was really cool. I also did some animation work. It was like 8-bit style. This ended up being just a massive amount of work, which is why I haven't really done that much of it, but it was really cool to try out and ultimately really rewarding to see like the results of all that work in the end. I might do more of this in the future. It just is such a time sink, and unfortunately I just don't have the time these days. I also branched out and did some tutorials on how to record gaming videos, kind of like how I do. I think in total there's about 5 or 6 videos on the channel now, and these were really different to film and to do, so much different than anything else that I've ever done or still have done to this day. But I think they turned out really good, and if you're someone who wants to try and do this kind of stuff, they're definitely a good resource to have at your disposal. I also did a bunch of vlog type stuff, and I did like some videos on fixing old controllers and old games just for fun. It was just fun to do like something different that I'd never done before. I like how those turned out overall. And I also made my first sort of short film, which was like a Halloween special that I did as a horror B-movie style video. It's called Cluck Cluck, and it is one of my favorite things that I've ever made, just because it's so weird and different from anything else I've ever done. It's very short, so if you're curious, you should definitely check that out. And in terms of my gaming videos, I also definitely branched out, both in the types of games that I've played. Like I've tried so many that like I never thought I would do a game like that, and then I did, and it ended up being a lot of fun. I also brought in some guests on the channel, which was a new thing. It's usually just me, or sometimes me and Phil, but I brought in other people onto the channel and did videos with them, and that was a lot of fun. And then I also started doing long plays, which this has just been the last few months, but it's basically, instead of my usual format where the video ends up being 10 to 20 minutes, I kind of made videos that were like 30 minutes to an hour, or even I think the finale of Undertale was an hour and a half. So this was definitely very new to me and quite fun to do something that's so different than what I usually do, but still similar, you know what I mean? So all that having been said, I obviously played a lot of games, like so many games. There's now close to 500 videos on the channel, 90% of those being Let's Plays. Now obviously I can't go through all the games that I've played on the channel, there's just so many, but I have been keeping a record of all the different series of games that I've done, which is where I play a game for like 2, 4, 10, 20 episodes or more, because I feel like it's worth keeping going and not just doing like a little bite-sized chunk. So I figured why not go through the series that I've done on this channel in the past year, and I can kind of share my thoughts and talk a little bit about them. So that pretty much covers all the games that were beaten this year on the channel. So going forward into the new year, there's a few games that I'm kind of dragging along as not having been beaten yet. So let's take a quick look into these. Again, just a quick dive here. And that's pretty much all the games that I did in a series format this year. Again, there are like hundreds of more games that we played as like one-offs, as just like a small thing here and there. So if you're interested in those, you can watch those. I even have a playlist just for our one-offs. But out of all the series, that's basically what I played. And so for me personally, out of all the gaming series that we recorded this year, my favorite two-player one, that's me and another person, in this case Phil, would have to be Overcooked, the cooking management game. The reason is it's just such a fun game in general, and there's just so much going on, so much chaos, so much room for shenanigans and just dumb stuff. I really feel like it kind of brought out the best in me and in Phil, and it's just such a fun series. If you want to watch a two-player series that I have produced, that would be my recommendation. It's finished, and it was so much fun to play and to watch. And my favorite one-player series that's just me solo in front of the camera that I did this year would actually be Doom. The reason is it's such a different game, again, than what I usually do. Like, I don't really play shooters because I don't feel like there's a lot of time for commentary when you're just like, oh god, damn, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like there's a lot of opportunity for that. But it was just, the game itself was so cool and so much fun, and just like, it was just such a fun experience and so like watchable. There were so many cool moments in that. And if you haven't played that game, would highly recommend. If you want to see one of my favorite series that I've made this year, would highly recommend. Now, out of all the videos that I made this year, that's including Let's Plays, including vlogs and everything else, the two that I'm personally the proudest of, which are also the two that I put the most work into, would be my video on accessories for the Nintendo Switch and my video Cluck Cluck. Cluck Cluck is the Halloween special that I filmed and edited literally within like one night, just on a whim. And I had never done anything like that before, and it was just so much fun. It turned out so much like I wanted it to turn out, which is like just weird, but with like really bad, obvious special, like it was just so exactly what I wanted, and I'm really happy with that one. It's a very short video, like it's only a couple minutes, so if you want to see what I'm talking about, you can click the I right up there or there to go to it, and it'll also be in the description. And my video on accessories for the Nintendo Switch, it was a follow-up video to the one that got like thousands of views. And this video hasn't done as well as that one, at least not yet. But it was definitely the most work I've put into a video. Like, there was so much recording different things here and there from different angles, games, everything. So much like editing finesse needed. Like, I'm just really proud of like how slick that video turned out. And if you want to see a video about the Nintendo Switch, like if you own one, you're not sure, you need a buying guide, I would definitely recommend this one. I'm very happy with it. So anyways, guys, that pretty much wraps up my year in review video. I hope you enjoyed looking back at all the stuff I've done this year on the channel. Moving forwards, you're going to be getting a lot of the same. That is to say, a lot of Let's Plays. I'm going to try and finish all these open series by the end of the year. Maybe within 6 months, if possible. I don't like having like shit tons of games just open, going without being finished. So I'm definitely going to try and get that done. I'm also really going to keep branching out and trying different kinds of videos that aren't like what I usually do. Because I feel like those are really where I have the most fun and where like I learn the most, both as like a performer, as an editor, as everything. So I'm definitely going to keep doing that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking that might become the focus of the channel at some point, is these different kind of videos. I have no plans on stopping the gaming videos, but I do want to increase these other live action type videos. Some stuff maybe like Cluck Cluck, but I also want to do just like more live action comedy, because I feel like there's just not a lot of that on YouTube, and it's so hard to do, and I feel like I have so many ideas that would be great. It's just a matter of finding like the time and the people. So definitely at some point this year you'll be seeing lots of that on the channel. So anyways guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking back at this year of content that I've put out, some of which was good, some of which wasn't, all of which I worked hard on. And yeah guys, thanks a lot. As always, I will see you in the next one. My name is Rob Noire, and today I have a video for you all about accessories for the Nintendo Switch. Now before we begin, I want to give a quick shout out to one of my